Well, welcome to the Stone Roadie podcast. It's the one you don't want to miss. It stars Craig Reed, the Stone Roadie, and Griff, the rocket scientist. Let's not forget Kathy Godsey and all the old friends that come along. Lord, we'll be talking Skynyrd and leaving you with a song.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Stoned Roadie Show, featuring your host, Craig Reed, the world's most famous Stoned Roadie. Your co-host, Griff Martin, the rocket scientist, and longtime Lynyrd Skynyrd fan, the lovely Kathy Godsey. I'm Shelby Barrett, your official Stonette for the show, and we're bringing you all the skin information that you need to know on the Stoned Roadie Show.
All right. Podcast 109. Action. All righty then. Looky here. This is podcast 109 of the Stone Roadie Show. And I'm your host, Craig Reed, a.k.a. the Stone Roadie. And this is my co-host, the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. And as you can see, we don't have our board up with our donators because I haven't been getting a lot of those Christmas cards that y'all been sending out with the donations that Kathy Godsey and me are going to read on Christmas Eve. So I haven't been opening those up. And I don't expect we'll get about 20 of them or so, maybe something like that. So we're all prepared to do that on Christmas Eve, and so that's about all I got to talk about. What we got going on tonight, Griff?
Oh, we got all kinds of good stuff that we're going to talk about. Craig's already stirring the pot again, and he had to actually break out his peace-em pipe because show him your peace pipe, Craig. Yeah, because
cousin Figel sent me the peace pipe. It's a regular, authentic Navajo peace pipe. Yeah,
with a little deer antler bowl.
Yeah, it's got the the arrowhead up there and stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, because Craig stirs up some shit on Facebook again, and our nemesises are coming out.
Let there be peace on the podcast for me.
Our Pontius pilots are coming out because we're disciples, and then the guys on the fan sites that hate us, we got
something from Jesus for Survivors, and he addressed it to Reverend Craig Reed, and the people at the post office were calling me Reverend. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about Craig's got some more funeral brochures for sale, and we're going to talk about the Sunday morning acoustic. Going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Blackie. We got a cool little video to show you with Gene in it at the end of this, Gene Odom at the end of the podcast. So you guys make sure you either fast forward to that or stick around if you don't want to hear the jibber jabber. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the Christmas cards, and then there's just a couple other things that I'm sure we'll get into, like we always do once we start talking. But
James, you can hit where you can see the screen.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea if we gave you guys a way to send in some Christmas cards to Craig, and then Craig could open them up on New Year's Eve, or is it Christmas Eve? When is it?
Christmas Eve. Yeah, me and Kathy, we're all prepared for that. We're ready to go. I don't expect we'll have about 20 or so it won't take us too long to do that. That'd be fun. We'll have a good time with that.
Yeah, so there's still time to send in some Christmas cards, and we're just looking for, a minimum of $5 in the card. Just throw a $5 bill in there and mail it to Craig. Where are they going to mail it to, Craig?
Post Office Box 442, Green, Ohio 44232.
And if you guys can't remember that, then just take a look back at somewhere around probably 100 podcast, and Craig's got the address up on the board up there behind him in the podcast. He doesn't have anything up there now because we haven't had any recent donations. So yeah, you guys send him a Christmas card and write something cool in there, and he'll read it on the podcast. And if you don't want him to read anything, then just tell him, I don't want my name mentioned. Then the other thing too is I'm still working on the Steve Gaines spot. I want to cover Steve Gaines. I had a lot of requests for Steve Gaines, so be patient with me. I'm gathering information. As a matter of fact, Joe Crimp, Joe Crimp is a big connection for me to Steve Gaines, because he knew Bob Gaines, Steve Gaines' brother, real well. He knew Steve Gaines real well, and John Moss, who was a band member of Steve Gaines and Crawdad, he's still kicking around, still playing guitar, and I'm working on trying to get John Moose Moss to come on the podcast, even if I have to go to Oklahoma and interview him and take my my video camera. But Joe, man, start working on that for me. Don't make me call you, because I will. Then Joe, he's so busy. He's got his band Vinyl. You guys in Jacksonville, or if you're in Jacksonville, check out Vinyl. Look up Vinyl on the internet, and you'll find Joe Crimp's band, a really good band. And Damon, he's a guitar player in Vinyl, and we wish him the best. Looks like he's making a full recovery. Took a bad fall, broke some ribs, ended up on a respirator because of pneumonia. The guy's tough, man. He bounced back, and I think he's sitting down in the chair playing guitar, but he's making a great comeback. So Damon, glad to see you're doing better, buddy. And then the Sunday morning acoustic, you guys send that same address, either a disc or send a video file to Craig. What's your email, Craig?
The Stoned Roadie at gmail.com.
Yeah, you guys, if you have a video file of an acoustic song or songs that you want us to put on Sunday morning acoustic, send the video file to there, or you can send a jump drive or a disc to that address that Craig gave, and we'll put you on the Sunday morning acoustic. Of course, our house band, that with Zach Lane, he's going to be heading most of that up. I don't think we may have another Sunday morning acoustic this Sunday. If we don't get Zach's band to give us something, then I'll put up that Oliver Anthony song that we did, because I think some people may not have seen that one. So we'll put that one on there for Sunday if I can't get any other ones. Hey, Craig, what's up with that Blackie guitar that Billy Fender built that you had on eBay?
Oh yeah, we that auction ended at $910 we got for that. And then Josh, my buddy Don out in Arizona, he was bidding on it, and as soon as it closed, he lost the bid, and he wrote me, he goes, "Man, build another one and I'll buy it for that much, for that price," So yeah, that we sold 2 of those. So yeah, we got 1,800. Well, and Billy will have that done here next week. And Don, he wanted to send me some money. I said, just wait till you get it and send me the money. So yeah, we got 1,800 for 2 guitars, and then I sold 2. And the guy that bought the guitar wanted to know if I'd sell him a funeral brochure. And I goes, well, I will if you promise to put it in a good frame, and put it in a nice frame, and display it, So, I don't want to sell them to anybody that's just going to put them away. I want people to, display them and remember, for the memory of Gary Rossington, and then, don't let that memory fade, and then have it up there on the wall. And then I posted that I had sold one of them, and somebody else said, I won't mention any names. I don't know if they want to be associated with those funeral brochures. That's kind of funny, but no. anybody don't like it, just go piss up a rope. I got a few more of them. If I'm gonna sell them for $500 a piece, and I'm gonna donate the money to the forgotten survivors. And like I said, if you got a problem with that, just go piss up a rope.
Craig, what gets me about that funeral brochure thing is, just imagine this. Okay, you got Mark Howard. He had his leg amputated for complications of being in a plane crash with Lynyrd Skynyrd, and these people are getting pissed off because Craig's selling funeral brochures and donating to the guy who lost his leg so he can get a new leg. Now, why would that piss Gary off? I think Gary.
You know what? The reason I did it in the first place is to try to make Gary more famous, and put him in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most money ever sold for a funeral brochure. But that kind of didn't happen, but we did get $880 out of that or something like that.
Yeah, that's good, solid money, man.
Cool, but. Yeah, I sure the hell wouldn't get pissed off if somebody sold my funeral brochure for $880.
And Craig, I know I wouldn't bring any money for my funeral brochure, but if you die before me, then do I have your permission to sell your brochure?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and print one up and sign it, and that way it'll bring good money.
Hell, I got my name engraved in marble before I'm dead, so my God, that's pretty cool.
And I was talking to Craig and I said, you think Dale Krantz is mad at that you're selling the funeral brochures? I asked Craig that, and he said, I just can't see Dale getting mad about that.
Yeah. Everybody acts like they were, I don't know. It's funny. Me and Gary were best friends, man. I mean, I think he'd have dug it, I mean, I was trying to beat Elvis's record. Elvis had his funeral brochure sold, I was trying to beat that record, but that didn't quite happen. But oh well,
Yeah,
$880 ain't shabby for, you got to be pretty famous to be up there to have people bidding on your funeral brochure, man. That's you got to be famous to do that. I mean, who does that? I mean, JFK Jr., they've sold his, and they've sold Elvis's, and, just really famous people get that done. So I think it's a compliment. I don't know. But,
and it's the same thing, with like things that came off the plane. I understand some people might get upset about that if they were probably maybe related to the people that were on the plane that didn't make it, maybe. But, if you think about it, if you found a Civil War bullet in the ground, or a breastplate or a belt buckle from a soldier or something, I certainly don't think you'd throw it in the trash. That's some pretty collectible stuff. And it's all, it's Lynyrd Skynyrd history. It's collectible items. And I think we're past the point of morbid. For a long time, nobody talked about the Lynyrd Skynyrd plane crash because it was such a horrific, horrible thing that happened, and it just wasn't mentioned. And that's why we have a bunch of forgotten survivors, because nobody wanted to talk about it. And now you got these guys that are struggling. They've got a lot of physical issues. And so we're trying to help them out here. We don't need people beating us up, but we don't mind a few nemesises to make.
Well, every time we do something for the survivors, I get attacked. I mean, they started attacking me as soon as Blackie sold the next day on Facebook. That Craig Reed, he's a rotten bastard, And I didn't even know about it. You're the one that told me that they were attacking me and they had to take it down, But we did that rocking for a reason, and then people were on there.
Yeah, it wasn't Blackie. It was when I posted, hey, if you want Craig to read your Christmas card on the podcast, mail $5 in a Christmas card, say something cool, and then I'm not going to mention the name of the person that's the admin, and very, very nice person. Love that person for all they do. Told me they posted it on their fan site, and a very big fan site. and they had to take it down because so many people were complaining about Craig and how he's the scum of the earth for trying to raise money for forgotten survivors. So you guys, we kind of basically know who some of them are, and they can just go crawl right back in that cave they came out of.
Some of those people are ones that held benefits for people in Jacksonville, and then claimed that the money got stolen. 3 times they did it.
Yeah, after the third time, it's kind of starting to smell like a rat, and then
they're the ones that issued death threats to the people that showed up for Rockin' for a Reason. I mean,
yeah,
I don't even know how to comment on.
Well, we're honing in on their donations and their stuff that they're putting in their pocket. We're making them look bad, so everybody's starting to figure it out now. Yeah, we don't mind it. It'll be a little interesting, of course, just like Jesus for Survivors said that we're disciples. And so, everybody's after a disciple, like, Pontius Pilate even, I mean, that's what you guys are. But hey, I'd like to also mention a really cool lady, Angela Lynyrd. I went out into my mailbox, and of course, usually when you go in your mailbox, all you do is get bills, and so I pull out this Christmas card and it's got $200 in there. And I'm like, wow, hey, this person, Angela Lynyrd, and she donated what, Craig, $500?
Yeah, round one, she donated $500. Yeah.
Yeah, so Angela, man, I can't thank you enough for that. Sweet lady, really great person, and a supporter of the podcast, and we appreciate that. And you guys got to check out this video that I took at the end of the podcast.
Angela sent me a Christmas card too, but I haven't opened it up yet. So.
Yeah, you guys get those cards to Craig, start sending them out now, and that way he'll have them in time so he can read it on Christmas Eve.
I got quite a few out there. I got a box. Wes sent me a little package. I don't know what's in there. I'm not going to open it until Christmas.
Yeah. So Gene Odom came over to my house. I gave him a freezer I had out in my garage, and he said he wanted to use it to throw a couple Yankees in, and because he's so many Yankees in Florida, he's getting tired of them. We know Craig's a Yankee, so we love the Yankees, but Gene doesn't. But anyway, so I found this package on my doorstep, and Craig gets packages all the time too. And I got another package on my doorstep, and a lot of times people, you don't even know what's going on. I mean, now that we have Nemesis, who knows? It could be a bomb. And so Gene walks up, and and he's with me, and I get this package off the doorstep, and I said, how cool would it be to get Gene to open the package for me, and then I videotape it, and then so that's what we did. And of course, Gene was being real ginger with the knife and hoping he didn't cut a wire and blow us up. So yeah, you guys stick around for that on the end of the podcast, and Gene's going to open the box up. Pleasant surprise in the box. You guys are going to want to see what's in there. It's actually more contributions to the forgotten survivors, and Gene's kind of going through all of it. So you want to stick around for that. Speaking of Gene, he's still doing his Westside tours. Westside of Jacksonville. That's all the old haunts where Lynyrd Skynyrd, the guys in the band, the original Lynyrd Skynyrd, they all grew up, and he takes you around to all the cool places, like the ball field where they met Bob Burns, and the garage, Bob Burns' garage, where they struck the first notes. Takes you over there. If he can, I think he pretty much can still get into the old Hell House property. I think he's got permission for that. There's a cool diner that I just told him about that Brandon Campbell told me about. Brandon Campbell, good friend of the podcast, and Fortune Child band organizer. So yeah, there's a lot of the high school, a lot of cool places where Gene will take you on that West Side tour. It's $200. I've been on it several times with Gene. The first time I went on it, I tell you what, that's the best $200 you'll ever spend, man. That's like a really great tour, because the whole time you're on that tour, Gene is telling stories, and he's got a new story every time I go. I mean, Gene's full of stories, just like Craig, about Lynyrd Skynyrd. You guys are interested in going on a Westside tour. Gene's got a lady that schedules those things. Her name's Patty. I'm going to give you her phone number right now. It's area code 917-246-1114. That's 917-246-1114. Her name's Patty, and she'll schedule you for a Westside tour with Gene Odom. And you guys, you might want to get that in sooner than later, because Gene ain't getting any younger. We hope he's around for another 20 years, but you never know. Who knows? I mean, the way things are going now, any of us could be subject not to be here. But yeah, check that Westside tour out. And the other thing too is hit that subscriber button there too, because our donations that we give to the Forgotten Survivors come from a lot of you great giving people that send packages and money to Craig and stuff like that. But we get money from YouTube also, and the subscriptions aren't quite where we want them to be yet. And we can get more money if you guys subscribe to give to the survivors. Although, Craig, we do have some pretty doggone loyal subscribers. We got the ones we have are very very loyal.
Yeah, I get people to call me all the time. I mean, just out of the blue, people call me. I'll say, "Who is this?" They say, "Man, I watch your podcast. I've watched every one twice." And I'm to the point now where I just say, I really don't even care about them having, a million subscribers. We got a couple of thousand, and gosh, like we went down to that memorial, it's like so many people are just such avid followers of the podcast, and they just watch every one, and it's kind of funny. And if I got a couple of thousand people that watch our podcast every week, I'm satisfied with that. I mean, we started doing this basically for the Facebook people anyways, because they wanted me to write a book. I said, I ain't writing no book, but I'll do a podcast, and then it evolved into this, and then it evolved over onto YouTube, and it's just kind of evolved in what it is. And I'm obviously, my subject matter doesn't, I really don't seem to care if you like me or not. It's not that I'd hope you don't like me, but I'm gonna be myself. And people say, you shouldn't probably talk about fat people or you'd get more donators. And I goes, I'm gonna be myself. I'm not. I didn't start this to make money or nothing. I mean, I'd like for them to make money for the Forgotten Survivors, but I'm not gonna be somebody else to do it. I'm not gonna be like a politician and be two-faced, or whatever, or act like somebody else just for money, But yeah, I'm gonna be me. Whatever you see on here, it's me. It's me and nobody else.
Speaking of the fat people, I think Craig disseminates a lot of slim information, and it's only because. Why do you do that, Craig? Is it because you hate fat people, or you?
I was obese, man, and when I was obese, I was freaking miserable. And it's tough to lose that weight. And when you lose it, you're proud of yourself. I'm proud of myself, I ask myself, why'd you let yourself get like that? Didn't you like yourself or something? And at the time, I didn't see how fat I was, and I could see my clothes was hanging out, and there was, it was just, my clothes didn't feel good, and I didn't feel good about myself. But I don't know. It's just
Yeah, and Craig, he claims that it was self-control that got him slim, but I say that it's the divorce diet because he was going through the divorce at that time.
well, my
And
friend, I was trying. I had a friend that was 450 pounds, and at the time that I got like that, he was needing to lose weight or he would die, and he finally did. And but a year into it, finally died. He got so bad, even though I was trying to take him, because all he could do was water exercise. He couldn't really do anything, but all he could do is lay around. And he finally got bed sores so bad it killed him. But
well, you're not making it up because a friend of mine told me, I can't remember who it was, but they said that over in Europe, they actually have a class that you take before you come to the United States that teaches you how not to gain weight while you're in the United States. Because it's like you'll come home with, an extra 10 pounds if you don't watch out. I don't know if it's because the food over here is just inundated with things that make you gain weight, or you just tend to just go around watching Americans eat like pigs, and then you just join in with them. But yeah, there's actually a class. And then I was seeing a thing where they said that the average home with a 2-car garage can easily fit 2 cars in the garage, but usually the people getting out of the car, if there's 2 cars in there, can't squeeze between the 2 vehicles to get into their house.
well, we are in an obesity epidemic. I mean, it is existing. So that tells you something.
Especially at this time of year, there's all kinds of cookies, and it's okay, I mean, to have some pie and some cookies and some cake. But
well, weight loss is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
So somebody's fat.
Yeah, and before long, if you leave it unchecked, you're going to start having bad knees and bad hips and everything else, and then diabetes and all this other stuff. But that's what they want us to do, is get fat and die before we can draw our Social Security.
Social Security, yeah. And now they're raising it, yeah.
Yeah, I figured out if, I did my homework on it and got out my slide rule, and I figured that if I go ahead and took my Social Security at 62, if I make it till I'm 77, then I beat the system. And they paid out what I deserve. So my goal is to make it to 77. Hopefully I do. But I'm, who knows, I mean, being a disciple like me and Craig are, we might get our head on a platter. But yeah, so another thing we got is when Gene was over here, he signed a bunch of these drawings that I did. And if you guys are interested in one of these, I'll send one of these to you for $20. I got plenty of them, and you can send $20 in check or money order to my address, which I tell you what, it'd be better if you just went on supportsurvivors.net, and that's got an address on there. And you guys send me an email, and I'll send you my home address. And I'll get you out some of these drawings here, and they actually fit into a nice album cover frame. And then out of that money, I'll donate half of that to the survivors, the forgotten survivors, and the other half will just go to On the Road with Griff Martin, which I plan on doing some of that. We've got that Manatee Fest coming up that I'm going to be going to, and I'll be recording that. And that's going to be pretty cool. It's going to have Zach Lane, his band Six Gun, and Seda, and of course Derek Hess on drums. There's a little bit of maybe a rumor of Barry Harwood. I don't know if he's.
I heard yesterday he was going to really try to make it.
Yeah, which is cool. Yeah. That's basically reincarnation, of the Rossington Collins band.
Well,
then,
Barry played with the original Lynyrd Skynyrd too. I mean, he wasn't in the band, but he was
yeah,
he
he
was a
told me
fixture.
a lot of great stories, a couple great stories, like that one story about how you cut the cake when you're in the Lynyrd Skynyrd band.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only time that
Barry was good friends with Alan. Very good friends with Alan,
yeah,
and
Barry
Ronnie too.
Yeah, Barry said that Ronnie said that a man had never knocked him down on his ass, but a piece of cake did when he slipped on it after Craig shoved some of it in his face. Craig, what's that guitar pick up to now? That
two, 233. I think I saw last night. It was at 233, something like that.
And we're going to be putting some more stuff up on Craig's eBay, so you guys look out for stuff.
Cousin Figel's got one of Ronnie's hats. It was a hat that Judy auctioned off, the very first one she auctioned off at one of those things, and he's got pictures and documentation of I guess Melody putting it on his head and everything. He won it was a giveaway or something, and he won it. I don't know exactly how he got it, but I guess the whole band signed it. I don't know where they signed it, but it's one of Ronnie's. Well, it's a replica. I guess he got it off of Judy, so I don't know where Judy got it, but yeah, it's got all the documentation and stuff, and I'm going to be selling it on eBay for him, but. Yeah, he's got that pancreatic cancer, so he's kind of needing the money from the profits for that. He did already donate that Les Paul Standard that I auctioned off and got 800 and some bucks for. So he already made a donation, So yeah, I've just been auctioning off a few of his things for him. Yeah, that he's got a
and then we still have that great stash that Brandon Campbell gave me when I went to his house. He dug out of his garage those two pictures that you see behind me back there that were taken in Lakeland. Those are original prints from the original negatives, and one of them, as you can see, it's Gary and Alan. Those are really big prints, black and whites, and that other one of Alan back there. We're going to be auctioning those off. And also, I've got this CD, that's original CD of Rawson and Collins, and I got Derek Hess and Barry Lee Harwood to sign that, and then the two original backstage passes that you guys can pick up. And this stuff will be going up pretty soon on Craig's eBay. And then Craig said that he'd help me out with some of the stuff that I need to unload that I have hanging around here to get rid of. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff. We also got that arrest record, Ronnie's arrest record, which we still haven't put up there. So all that stuff is going to be going to Mark Howard, which I think Mark's doing pretty good now, but he needs to get that.
And I've got Cousin Figel sent me a whole box full of Guitar Player magazines. I mean, a whole box full. Some of them have the old Skinner, were from the old Skynyrd, and talk about that. And then he sent me another whole box full of stuff from the Freebird Foundation, all the newsletters and stuff like that. And I've kind of been trying to figure out what would be the best way to distribute it. And I don't know, maybe I think somebody would want the whole collection, so, maybe if somebody's interested in all that Freebird Foundation stuff, it's all all that old Freebird Foundation stuff, all that original stuff, so.
Yeah, we tried to sell some of the stuff here on the podcast, but we weren't having much luck with it. There's so many more people on eBay.
Yeah, that guitar pick that we tried to put that talked about it, and people were bidding 50 or $100, and the first day on eBay it was over 200. So
Yeah, so we got some really loyal Skynyrd fans out there, and that stuff, man, is gonna do nothing but get more expensive. It's definitely going to be some,
and
worth
plus
some
all
money.
that money goes for donating to this forgotten survivors, so people are a little more generous when that happens.
Yeah, back to the Alan Collins pick, Craig. I was asking you on the phone the other night, like the picks that the guys used, and Craig, man, he's got it memorized, all those picks that those guys used, and I said, well, what did Steve Gaines use? What kind of pick did he use? So
he used a Fender medium tortoise shell, and the ones that I had from him, I got all their stuff from Pastoria Music, David Pastore in Passaic, New Jersey. And he had all the ones that the old tortoise shell, the original Fender medium tortoise shells. They made them, and they had an R on them, but they didn't have a circle around the R. And they made those until like 68 or 69, and then after that they made the writing on the Fender, the white on the tortoise shell, they made it a little smaller, and then they put an R on it, but they put a circle around the R. And those are newer than like I said, they quit making the ones with just the R on them, and there's no circle around. Those are the real old ones. And then Gary and Alan both used the Mel Bay green picks. Yeah, those there. But the ones that I got from David Pastore, they quit making those in 1968 or 69 too. But the ones I got from David because they were left over, I all had the MB on them, on one of the little logos things that said MB on them, and they quit making those in 68 or 69, and then after they quit making those, I don't know, maybe Mel Bay or some other company made the identical ones, but they didn't have MB on them. They had a little target thing on one side, and you flip it over, and it was a couple of artwork things that wasn't MB. So
yeah, that's what this one is, and this was I guess
they're called bullet. Yeah, they're called bullet picks
in the Jacobs studio, and I guess they didn't use the flimsy end here. No, they used the gnarled end there because it gave it that scratchy chicken picking sound.
Yeah, they held the gnarled end, and then hit the strings with the gnarled end too.
Yeah, and then what did Steve Gaines? He used the tortoise shell, and what did Leon use?
Leon used God, why can't I think of the name? The yellow Dunlop.
Yeah, probably Dunlop, right?
It was a Dunlop. Yeah, I got the yellow Dunlop picks. Yeah, Dunlop. Yeah, those yellow ones he used, and then Leon used his signature picks because they were just like the Dunlop, the yellow Dunlops. They were his were yellow too, and they were just like the Dunlop. So he used those signature picks, and Huey used his picks too. But they're the only ones that actually use those signature picks,
And the strings that they use, what kind of strings?
But Gary, Dean Markley's. That's what they used in the old days. I don't know what they're using now, but that's what they. But Markley. Gary, up recently, we're talking about the pick. Gary couldn't find those Mel Bay picks. Hasn't been using those green picks because he didn't have any. They don't make them anymore. You can't find them. And even Gary didn't have any anymore when he at the end of his career.
And didn't you talk to Brandon Campbell? And he said at one time that these picks were all like laying on the floor at the.
That's what Brandon said. When I posted the thing up, he said, to be fair, the guy that he got that pick off of picked it up off the floor, and he said there was quite a few of them laying on the floor. I said, well, yeah, but Alan was the only one out of the Rossington Collins. Alan, at that time in 1985, Gary was gone, so it would have been the Alan Collins band thing,
Yeah, so that's the Alan Collins did use that pick there, and you guys, you still have time to bid on that. When's it close, Craig?
Sunday at 9:00. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and what's your eBay contact information? Survivor_films.
Just look under Lynyrd Skynyrd, memorabilia, music memorabilia, Lynyrd Skynyrd, and just look for stuff around. I only post stuff at between 8:40, 8:50, and 9:00 on Sundays. So that's where you look and you'll find them.
Yeah, and Craig's always got
my pictures. Pictures are always real good.
Yeah, his pictures are great. He does a great detailed description, and there's going to be a lot more cool stuff going up there because I've been talking to Paul Conley and I've got some stuff, and Craig said that he'd help us put that stuff on eBay, and so you guys keep looking at Craig's his eBay account there, and there's gonna be some cool stuff in there. So,
yeah, I sell stuff for other people. If people have stuff and they'll ask me how to sell it, I'll just say, man, just take pictures of it and send me a description, and I'll post it, and then you can just, whatever it is, you can just send it from wherever you're at and send it to him. That's what Cousin Figel did. He just sent me pictures of those guitars and then sent me, and I just wrote the description and everything, and then he just shipped them off from he lives in New Mexico. So
yeah. Well, Craig, I don't think I got anything else other than you guys send some of those video files for the Sunday morning acoustic. We want to try to start helping out some of these acoustic artists with new music, and we'll get Six Gun on there periodically on Sunday. If you don't see something up on Sunday, that just means we don't have anything, but we're working on that, and I'm working on the Steve Gaines project to get some more information about him. If anybody out there that knew Steve Gaines, that was a friend of his, that has a story, contact me. Heck, man, we'll bring you on the podcast and interview you about it. But we're going to start working on some Steve Gaines stuff. And other than that, Craig, you got anything else?
No, I think we're good to go. You can go ahead and show that video, that Gene Odom video, and I guess that's it. I guess it's happy trails to you until we meet again, and may the good Lord take a liking to you, and see you later, alligator, at the wild crocodile. Keep on rocking. Rocking in the free world.
And don't do too much of this.
Later, Gator.
All right, here we have Gene Odom, and he just came over to my house, and he's picking up a freezer so he can put some Yankees in there and freeze them to death and dump them in the lake. But anyway, this guy sent me a package, and I get packages all the time from really cool people,
And this was this is Dave Tate Denning. Now he's been a contributor to the podcast. I think he sent like $400, Gene.
Oh, wow.
And he sent this package, and I thought he'd get a big kick out of it if I had Gene Odom open it. And Gene says, what's going to happen is it's going to blow up, and I'm trying to get...
It's going to blow up, and Griff wants to be out of the way when it kills me. That's what Griff's a shy character here. He's a sly character.
Yeah, if it's a bomb, then Gene will get the brunt of the bomb here. So, yeah, Gene's going, is that knife sharp enough, Gene?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says, open carefully to avoid damage. Wonder what it could be. And which is, Craig says he gets stuff all the time too. And you know, we never know what it is, but we really appreciate you guys sending stuff like this and everybody donating to the survivors. There's so many great people out there that donate. And then again, there's some jackasses, aren't there, Gene?
I hear there's some jackasses.
But it's the people that do stuff like this that we really appreciate. Gene, I can get you a sharper knife.
I'm trying to be gentle. I don't want to cut the wires to the bomb. I want to be able to take the wires.
Try that knife right there. That's super sharp.
This is a good job.
Yeah, Gene was on his way to my house. He said, so damn many Yankees clogging up the road. He almost had a heart attack. And I met him down at the hospital, and he said, yeah, I went straight to the hospital because I was afraid I was going to have a damn flatliner.
I tell you what, there can't be a damn Yankee left up north. There ain't none up north. They're all down here between here and Inverness.
Oh, mercy, what we got here, Gene?
It looks like a picture or something, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm
what
just
the heck
checking
is
for-
this? Just checking for wires?
Checking for wires to see if there's any kind of wires going to any kind of bomb making material. Let me see. I don't see any wires.
Oh, that's pretty thick, isn't it? Oh, wow, cool, look at
Oh,
that.
look at that, man, yeah. July 76, Foxy Hater.
Ain't that cool?
Yeah.
Wow. And just so happened, Gene Odom's here, and I'll get him to sign the back of it.
I was there, but I wasn't in the photograph because I didn't want to.
You were there when they took that picture, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to get
Cool.
the photograph.
Wow, how cool is that, right? Wow, man, that's great.
Look at there.
There's the Convair 240.
He did the design illustration. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Oh, and there's the seating arrangement. Right there, the inside of the, wow.
That's pretty damn close.
Is that what it looked like, Gene?
Yeah, it's basically, yeah. The seats were a little closer up here to the seating and the couch, and these were a little closer. Yeah, but it's 99% right on the money. The buffet there, the lavatory. That door wasn't used. The cockpit, yeah.
Yeah, you came up through the bottom of the plane, right?
We came up right through this area right here.
Yeah.
See that stairway right there? That it should be.
So this was never used right here then?
No. I think there was actually one on this side also. I mean, I'm not sure if there was one on, I think there was, but yeah, we didn't use that. Some of the Convairs, that was the way in and out, but the plane that Skynyrd got had that stairway there because those planes, the ones that the company that had, the other ones were for hauling freight, and I'm not sure that they added these seats to that plane or they got the plane with the seats already in it to rent it out to people.
So these are the seats right up here. That's where Ronnie was sitting. They're laying down in between that table.
Yeah, he was laying down there and I got him sitting between Alan and Gary. Kevin Nelson was there and Alan and Gary, and I set Ronnie between Alan and Gary.
So you woke Ronnie up from that being laying down there, and then you put him and buckled him in right there, put a pillow in his lap,
because he
right?
couldn't lay down on any of these seats.
Yeah.
And I put him in there beside, for the reason for that was that people could go back and forth to the lavatory or the buffet where we had Cokes and drinks and stuff. They could go in back and forth or go to the cockpit. They could go back and forth, not bump into him, and he was asleep right in that area right there.
And so Gary and Alan and Dean and Steve, and who else was up there, Gene?
There wouldn't be no section like that. It would just be the couch. You would take this off, and the couch would just go against this wall. That first seat would be up here. So I was telling you that there's a difference between the area here. There wouldn't be no section here. That was just number one. That couch was butted right against the wall. You could actually sit with your head against this wall or that wall, sitting in seat number one where Kevin Elson was.
Was Gary and Alan over here in these seats?
Yeah, they were in 3 and 4.
And Steve was over here?
Steve and Dean. Dean was here, Steve was in this seat.
Oh, and what's this right here?
That
Like
was
a table?
Little table, little card, looked like a little card table.
Oh, okay.
There was a table here, and poker table was here.
Okay, all right.
4 seats and 2 seats and 2 seats, yeah. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That's right.
Yeah, that's about right, huh?
It was 26.
Well, how cool is that? What else we got in here? What's that say? To Griff from Dave. Dave, man, this is so cool, man.
Yeah.
It's like...
This is another picture of this plane. Another picture of the plane. We just got duplicates. Here's it.
Some
Pony.
yeah, these are duplicates here. I have to find out what he wants me to do with this stuff.
Yeah, he's got, I don't know if he's a car salesman or mini storage. Benson, North Carolina. Don and Dave Denning. It looks like he's a...
Oh, he must, do you think he runs this mini storage or something?
Looks like him and his brother or whoever the other guy, they might be the owners of those things. He packed it up good.
Yeah, oh man, that's some of the best packing I've ever seen.
Yeah, here's a picture of the van and the airplane.
Oh
It's
my
pretty
God,
good,
this is
pretty
like
good stuff.
so cool.
Oh, that's a poster or something.
He got a little Craig Reed.
Sorry, we're stoned.
Oh my God, that's great. That's so cool.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is pretty much like it was. It was just like I said. This was, see, this chair here was against the wall, and the other chair would have been here. The table would have been here. That first section you could take that off and slide that couch forward, and that would bump into the wall. And this one, that's where Dean was sitting. Part of that buffet is what's killed him. And
Yeah, there was so much stuff too that just flew around in the plane that became airborne and projectile. So yeah.
but it's pretty much so you move all this forward.
And this is the wing right here that they found, that you were found under, right, Gene?
Is that thing right there? Yeah.
And it cracked open, kind of like right there. Or?
Somewhere right around this area.
I remember a long time ago, Gene was at this, I think it was like a car show or something, and you was with some guy, and you were trying to explain where everybody was, and he was kind of telling you, and you said, "Hey, who's telling the story, me or you?"
Yeah, he was telling the story.
Yeah. Well, Dave, man, I can't say enough about that. I don't really know what he wants to do with it, Gene. I mean,
You want to put it back in the box?
yeah, let's we'll put it back in the box. But Dave Denning, hey, that was so cool, man. I don't know what to say. It's I'm certainly
That's some cool stuff.
yeah, I'm certainly surprised to get that. But I get cool stuff all the time from people, which you guys are so awesome donating, and that's what I'm gonna do. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get Gene to sit down and sign some stuff and send him off with a bunch of posters and get him to sign it, and we'll we'll probably donate them and stuff. Is Craig in that picture?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, there's Craig right
Right
there.
next to Kevin Elson.
Craig,
That's-
Kevin Elson.
That's golly Moses, John Butler. That was the boy. He killed himself.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy that
John.
he killed himself with a rifle. I think Ronnie gave him.
Yeah, shot his. He committed suicide. Yeah, he was having a hard
Craig
time.
probably killed me. I don't remember his name.
Let me see.
Was it Flowers?
Chuck Flowers.
Chuck Flowers, yeah. Hey, how did I break a brain cell loose and remember
Chuck
that?
Flowers. I'm worse than that damn Joe Biden. People. This is a cool stuff.
That's some really cool stuff right here, Dave. I mean,
Did he write you a note and tell you what to do with it?
no, he just
He may just be giving
sent
it to you.
it. I don't know, but I mean, there's duplicates here,
Yeah, you got some
and
duplicates.
we'll have to ask him and find out. I'll get Gene to sign the back all of these here, and that'll make it even cooler.
Yeah, that's
When was this? That was taken in '76.
at the Fox Theater, yeah.
Fox Theater. Really cool.
Yep.
All right, hey, thanks, Dave. And I just thought it'd be really cool that we got Gene to open it, and
Oh, here you go.
oh, there's a note.
There's your note right there.
Okay, it says, Griff, hope you like these prints. I always give the Skynyrd items away, and I'm glad to give you a set in appreciation for all you do, share. You can auction a set off for Survivor Fund if you want, and I will donate more if wanted, among other items. Merry Christmas, Dave in North Carolina. Okay, well, I'm glad Gene found that note, so now we know what to do with it. And thank you, Dave, very much from North Carolina. And how cool it is to get Gene to open the box in case it was a bomb and it blew up.
It was cool to see it. It didn't blow up. It was cool to see it, yeah.
Yeah.
Bring back some memories there, buddy.
These are what we get from some of these great fans that love Lynyrd Skynyrd, man, and this is what people do, and this is a testament to all the great people. So thank you, Dave, appreciate it. And Gene, anything else you want to say?
Thanks, Dave. Griff will find the right things to do with them. Appreciate
All righty,
it.
thank you, Dave.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep token until then.